Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Guests at the West Fargo Rodeway Inn are back inside their rooms tonight after Friday's 6-hour standoff with police. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Krista Boehm. Dozens were evacuated for a man firing shots inside the motel. Many of them pulled from windows to get to safety. The Rodeway Inn had water damage to repair after police say the suspect, Jan Michael Wangstead, shot a couple of water pipes. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons joins us after visiting the motel herself and talked to guests as they walked back inside. Natalie?
Krista, management says they didn't want cameras inside for insurance reasons, but I was able to walk around the motel. The first floor of its long-term wing is destroyed. That's where bullets ricochet off a water pipe, breaking it, filling the first floor with several inches of water. The pipe has since been fixed. Numerous fans are being used to dry the space, but there is now a possible concern for mold. Management says they are working with their insurance to have this sorted out immediately. The hotel guests that I spoke with expressed their appreciation for the American Red Cross. They were given gift cards for food and set up in rooms at different hotels the last 2 nights. The nearly 30 people returning to the Rodeway Inn receive either a free night stay or a discount after all that's happened. Krista?
All right, thank you so much, Natalie. And multiple agencies, along with people driving through West Fargo and Fargo, played a hand in finding a man that hit a police officer with his pickup last night. Police say 36-year-old Ruben Jorgensen hit the officer and sped off after they first responded to a domestic disturbance call involving a hammer. Valley News Team's Giovanna Simic has more from those living next door and explains how police tracked him down.
Bernie Oheiser lives right next door to the domestic disturbance call the police responded to in West Fargo.
All of a sudden, I seen another cop coming with the flashing lights on, and then waited for a few minutes. Then the ambulance came with the lights on. Then my son, he looked in the back window, and he looked out, and he goes, "They're in the back of the trailer house."
She said she doesn't know much about Jorgensen, but she has heard them argue.
All I know is that they have little ups and downs, you know, and I don't know if it's her that's causing problems or it's him that's causing the problems, but they do argue every so often.
After Jorgensen sped off, West Fargo police could not catch him due to the speed he was traveling. That's when they called for reinforcement.
With the Central Dispatch and with State Radio working together, they constantly relay information back and forth between all the agencies.
Fargo Police, Moorhead Police, and Clay County Sheriff's Office assisted West Fargo Police in what became a team effort.
We work with the Central Dispatch so closely, that way we know where everybody's at and staffing. Because if you don't know where your manpower is at, it gets to be a bad situation.
But it wasn't just police and dispatch who worked together. Residents on the road who spotted his reckless driving were a help in following his path.
If we wouldn't have had those calls coming in and dispatch hadn't been paying attention in regards to the likelihood where that individual would be at, we probably wouldn't have found the vehicle for some time.
And citizens like Oheiser applaud the dedication police have when it comes to dangerous situations like this one.
I think they're outstanding. I think that if there's somebody that is in need of help, they're there to do their responsibility.
Giovanna Simic, Valley News Live.
The officer who was hit is okay. He went to the hospital but was released after being treated for minor injuries. Jorgensen faces charges of assault on a police officer, domestic assault, fleeing, and reckless driving. ESPN will be back in Fargo tomorrow, but it will cause some traffic issues downtown. Little is known about what the network will be filming, but Broadway will be closed from 6 to 9 a.m. to all traffic between 2nd Avenue and 4th Avenue North. No parking will be allowed on Broadway from 2nd to 4th Avenue North between midnight and 9 a.m. Fargo police will begin removing any cars that are still parked on Broadway starting at 6 a.m. It's anticipated that Broadway will be open to all traffic starting at 9 tomorrow morning. Your 10 at 10 continues with a historic visit. The president has arrived in Cuba, the first sitting president to visit since 1928. The president and his family will spend 2.5 days there, meeting with President Raul Castro and helping to build business connections with the island nation. Nearly 40 U.S. lawmakers and almost a dozen business leaders eager to get a foothold in Cuba were making the trip too, hoping to further open the doors of travel and commerce 8 months after the two nations reestablished diplomatic ties. But there are years of mistrust to unravel, including Havana's frustration with the U.S. economic embargo and Washington's condemnation of Cuba's human rights record. More protests and violence this weekend at Trump rallies in Arizona as the Republican establishment tries to figure out how to stop the GOP frontrunner. Jennifer Johnson has more from the rallies and what each presidential hopeful is working on ahead of Tuesday's primary.
There's a disgusting guy, puts a Ku Klux Klan hat on.
Another Trump rally, another protester is viciously attacked by a Trump supporter as he's escorted out.
I just got beat in the middle of a political rally in America, right?
Charges have been filed against the puncher. Hours earlier, hundreds blockaded the road to a Trump rally outside Phoenix, delaying it for hours. But so far, nothing is stopping the GOP frontrunner.
If you look now, Donald Trump is well on his way to securing 1,237 delegates to be nominated on the first ballot.
And Trump says if the GOP tries to block his nomination, there could be riots.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I will say this. You're going to have a lot of very unhappy people.
Ted Cruz is asking Trump supporters in Arizona to reconsider.
If Donald is the nominee, Hillary wins.
As Ohio Governor John Kasich dismissed calls to drop out to swing votes Cruz's way.
Well, maybe Ted ought to get out because he can't win in the fall.
And Kasich is adamant he will not be Cruz or Trump's running mate.
Yeah, under no circumstance. What are you people kidding me?
Bernie Sanders is campaigning in Washington state, fighting to keep his campaign afloat. Hillary Clinton plans rallies in Arizona Monday. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
In an effort to win over the GOP establishment, Trump will reportedly meet with 24 key party leaders Monday afternoon in Washington, including several Republican members of the House and Senate.